Hello there, Mr. Pooch. I wanted to present to you my 3 different kinds of skinny tumblers I have. The first one is your generic plain old white one, which you can sublimate on. And not much to explain other than it's sublimated. Going to see if I can find a seam here for you. Let me look. I've gotten pretty good at hiding my seams. Let's see. I do believe it's like right about in here. I think you can see just a little bit of difference in the cloud there on down. And this is, like I said, just your plain old ordinary finish, plain white finish, your generic tumbler. Okay, on to the next one. Next I have the rainbow holographic finish, and I think you can see it. It shows up on here a little bit. There you can see it up here by this finger. Anyway, when you do this one, it comes out with a rainbow appearance on whatever you put on there, and it shows through very well. Let's see if I can find you a seam on this one. Right here. There you can see it a little bit. But yeah, you have to be, you and I could tell your average person is not going to see this seam. So this is holographic. On to number 3. I do believe I told you before, it lends itself better to like holiday scenes, snowy things. But anyway, here it is. And this is the glitter. You can see the glitter shining. There we go, that's pretty good. And you just put your plain old picture that you want on it. This one has the seam right about in here. Again, you don't really see it. Which takes me up to my other things I wanted to talk to you about. And that is some of the hacks I've learned along the way that helps you a lot when you're doing this. Number 1, make sure you have your orientation of your transfer that you're putting on correctly. This is, like I said, my first one I did was, oh, I put that lid on. The first one I did came out so nice, and after I was admiring how pretty it was, I noticed I had my picture on upside down. That is because it is much easier to line your paper up if you put it on with this sitting on the table, and that way your paper is going to be even all the way around. Now, the paper, I think it's 8.1 by 9.25, or maybe it's just 9. It does vary. You really do have to measure each cup because they do vary. And really, they're templates they put out there and stuff for you to just, like on Canva, you just drop your picture into the template. Those templates are made so tight that you have to be pushing really tight to push that paper around your tumbler And when it meets in the middle, it might look good, but after it's cooked, you might be able to see an open spot where that seam is. So what I like to do is I like to extend that the 9 inch the length that goes around. I like to extend it by at least a quarter, or not a quarter, an eighth of an inch, so that you have an overlap. And then on your overlap, you still wrap it tight, overlap it, tape it, and then here's the key to a good seam. Once you get that tape down, go on your transfer, take your thumbnail, run it down each side where your overlap is. That seals in any chance of gases leaking out through that, so that you don't get uh like a shadowing effect. Another good tip is when you get to the top end, your paper is going to be longer than your cup. So you've got a couple choices. You can try and cut it off at that point. Doesn't always work the best. Another one is you can take just a pair of scissors and snip the paper around at several different spots, and then just don't snip it to where it goes into your design on the cup. But then when you bend it over, you can overlap those ends just a little bit, and it makes a pretty tight seal on the bottom. The bottom looks pretty good. And then I use a lot of tape on my cups because I tape all around the bottom. Sometimes I will tape across the bottom. I tape all around the top, make it go down inside so it's secure. I tape the seam wherever it is. Okay, I know there's a seam. I think it's right here. I tape the seam all the way down. Make sure that's secure. Now, I don't know if you are doing a shrink wrap on yours. I'm assuming with the press you wouldn't. I do all mine in the toaster oven. Oops, it's out of sight. So yeah, that's a couple little things that I've learned that have helped me greatly and kept me from making mistakes that ended up being very costly. Another thing is shipping. Like, I made a tumbler for a little girl in Alabama that knows everything there is to know about chickens and birds and everything else. And so I made a tumbler for her, not this one specifically, but it said Crazy Chicken Lady on it. And so I made that, boxed it up. It was a a hog. Now this hog one, this specific one comes with two lids. It came with the lid that you see. It came with this lid that's like on most of them. And then it has a secondary lid that I don't know what you call it. You call it a, a biker lid or a hiker lid or what. But anyway, the secondary lid has a handle, also has a straw. And then it screws in, and then it's got the top is, I think it slides. Oh, uh-oh. Here's the top. It's like a sippy cup. You see it? Like a sippy cup top. These were the first ones I bought. These ones are more expensive than later purchases I've made. Um, but it's dual purpose. So anyway, I think I spent like probably $10 a piece on these particular ones. I got them. If you want to know, I'll tell you where I got them. But anyway, I know there's a lot of stuff I wanted to tell you about this stuff. Can't remember it all now. Basically, I wanted to get to you across to you the different kinds of cups or tumblers, and then a few just little hacks that will help you so that you don't have to. And I say a lot, just like Maddie, so that you don't have to have mistakes. Maybe I can help you avoid some. So, on the press, I don't know. You said something about like on your coffee cups, you didn't let them cure enough. I'm a little confused by that, so I'm wondering, is that, are you meaning you didn't leave the paper on long enough? You did a basically a cold peel on them? Because on like my cups, these cups, it's a hot peel. It's like right away when it comes out of the oven or the press, take it off. So I'm going to call this good for now. I hope you have a good day, and I will see if I can find a way to send this to you.